Good morning, young and old and all in between, and welcome to week 2 of Operation Jesus Nation. We are delighted that you also enjoyed week 1. We hope that you were able to get out for a winter wonder and that you were able to enjoy the house blessing. We did get out for a winter wonder and found all things but a feather. Did you find a feather? Don't forget to have your journal and pen at the ready. This week, we are looking at the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 4, to continue on from Matthew chapter 5, verse 3. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted, says the verse. And if we change blessed to happy, like in our introduction, the verse reads, happy are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Let's break it down. If you are sad because of bad things that have happened, you can still be content because Jesus will comfort you. Let us look at the meaning of the word mourn. When you mourn, you are very sad. You might cry and be very upset. There is so much in the world for us to mourn or be upset about. Every day, terrible things are happening around us. We are struggling with COVID-19 and have had to give up so many things that we're used to doing. Many of us are missing friends and family, our sports, music, art, and church. We may have lost people close to us. There are tragedies around the world like war and civil unrest. We may be worried about climate change and what that means for our animals and plants around the world. We do not have to understand why so many bad things happen in the world each day. Sin has a way of getting into every part of our lives and the lives of others around us. And unfortunately, this leads to hurt and harmful things happening. Sin in the world is incredibly sad. Often our own sins and the sins of others leads to mourning or being really upset. Mourners often go uncomforted, but Jesus sees our pain and he is the ultimate comforter. We will be comforted when we mourn sins or bad things that happen because of God's love for us. When we follow Jesus, he will comfort us. That means he will reassure, calm, and soothe us. Wonderful news for the mourners. You are going to be comforted. This week's physical activity. Make a map of your walk, if you can. Try someplace new, like I did. On Monday, I took a photo of the Galtee Mountains near where I live. From a different angle that I hadn't seen before. Maybe you'll find a fire engine or a tree in the middle of the road, or even a baby calf.
Tomorrow, I build my Dear God, thank you that when we mourn, you are there to comfort us. When we worry about our family and friends, you are there for us and for them. When we miss our schools, sports, art, music and church, you are there to remind us of the fun we have there. When we are sad and upset about COVID, wars, civil unrest, climate change, arguments, loneliness and anything else, remind us that you see our pain and comfort. Amen.
This week's community activity. In your parcel, hopefully you have a small tea light that you can light to pray for those suffering due to COVID, those who have lost loved ones, or those suffering in any way due to the lockdown restrictions. For example, mental health issues, child neglect, abuse at home, loneliness, missing family and friends. And could you make a poster and place it in your window to encourage your neighbours to stay strong and know that they are loved? Or if you have chalk, maybe you could draw some hearts or rainbows on the pathway outside your house to encourage others and make them smile. Have a great week. Bye for now.